Are we ready? Just as a little bit of an introduction for tonight's shir, this is my personal way of doing tshuva, because last week I gave a shir which Baruch Hashem was not recorded, which about Tefillah, which left some people almost OTD. So today we have to speak about things which are going to be mechazik Tefillah. Okay, so this tonight's a Reb Tzadok shir. So Reb Tzadok in Simon Reishav Gimel in Tzidkas HaTzadik says, I don't have copies. They're different svarim. They're all different svarim. Mishu chaser, somebody is missing something. Umevakesh Hashlom, and asks Hashem to perfect him. It's not possible that Hashem will not respond to him. Like it says, Karov Hashem l'nishbarei leiv. God is close to those who are broken-hearted. The staki ruach, and those people who are depressed in spirit. Now, of course, he's mishu chasen v'akesh hashlama, therefore means that it's something which causes him to have a broken heart. If he feels that for his perfection he needs a brand new bicycle, then I don't think that qualifies as the brokenheartedness which is going to get him the new bicycle. And he explains further, Reb Tzadok. K'mosh Kasa B'Zohar, the tefillah d'ani, the tefillah of a poor person. Kol kotzlus, it includes all tefillos. Ubaka Rikina breaks through the skies, the heavens. Vein ani el badas. And a da'ani is a person who is an ani not in material goods, but in his mindset. He feels that he's missing something, that he's lacking. Even if he doesn't know how to daven properly. It's a famous story of the kid who comes into shul, and the Baal Shem Tov shul on Rosh Hashanah, right? And he all he knows is to whistle, and the whistle becomes a very powerful tefillah. Ratzos kono, and how to appease himself before his creator. L'chein isa bo, and that's why it says concerning this person, tefillah lani. It's a pasuk, tefillah lani kiyatov. Tefillah for a poor person when he wraps himself, either in his sorrow or in a talus, whatever it is. V'yifnei Hashem yishpoch sicho, and before Hashem he spills out his conversation. Sicha is a conversation. So this we see that sicha, says Reb Tzadok, is perish milidam of aloti v'Torah. Sicha always means a conversation which is mundane, not a Torah conversation. And Hayim Shemadaber below das, even he speaks without any intelligence. The Yishpoch, and he throws it out. The Lo Masunat doesn't go deliberately. Uveseder, and in order. Rakshim Mitoch Shviros Libo, but out of the brokenhearted Shovech Navshol Hashem, he spills out his heart to God. And the Dvarim built him in things which are not arranged. V'Shalom B'das, without intellect. The Zuma Kubalas Yoser. Disorganized tefillah is more acceptable than an organized tefillah. Now, we have many types of tefillah. There's, for example, zmiros, right? And praises of Hashem are better when they are more planned and more musical. I don't know, that's not the right word. More poetical. But tefillah is something which you need, which you feel you're lacking. The more raw it is, the better. And then he goes, I'm skipping a bit, he says, an amazing thing here. He says, K'moshe Shamati, I heard. Whenever he says I heard, he heard from his Rebbe Yishbitzer. The Kol Echad Mi Yisrael, any Jew, Shechaser Le'ezeh Davar, who's lacking something, Umevakesh Gam Bafloga, and even if he asks for it with exaggeration. For Sitake asks for the new bicycle, right? He says, oh, forget a bicycle, it's so bad. A Jaguar, right? He wants a Rolls Royce, right? He asks for the Rolls Royce. Says, for my avodas Hashem, I need a Rolls Royce. I'm desperate. I can't survive without a Rolls Royce a moment longer. So, Hashoya Poel Bivadai. If he really needed it, and he really had a broken heart about not having his Rolls Royce, he would surely get the Rolls Royce. So why doesn't he? Because he settles later for whatever he can get. In other words, if you ask for a Rolls Royce and you end up with a Honda Civic, It's because you settled for a Honda Civic.
300.
What?
In my family, we have a Honda dealership.
But you might have not aspired for more than a Honda, right?
I like it.
Right. So I'm saying the person needs the Rolls Royce, not you. The person needs the Rolls Royce, right? So he has, according to the Ishbitzer, were he to have really, really, really needed the Rolls Royce and had a broken heart about it, and he would not have settled for less, he would have gotten the Rolls Royce. But we all settle for whatever we can get. So since we settle for whatever we can get, that's why our tefillahs are not answered completely the way they could possibly be. So of course, the tzadik's not talking about Rolls Royces here. He's talking about a davening for Avodas Hashem, for madregos and Avodas Hashem. But it's the same idea. A person can ask for shas and then be satisfied if he gets a blot, right? So then of course, if he's satisfied with the blot, then his tefillah was answered with the blot, and that's that. He has to keep plugging for shas. So therefore, he says that you have to have the right mindset. Shaloli tzratzos, not to accept less, v'achshov etzmo, and you have to think about yourself. She'eno mole, you won't be fulfilled rak Yeshua shlema, unless you get a complete salvation. Okay, so this now later then Tzadok says we say in Slichas. Rachmana dani l'sabir liba anena. Rachmana dani l'makike rucha anena. Hashem who answers those who are brokenhearted, answer us. Hashem who answers those who are depressed in spirit, answer us. So what are we saying? Okay, but we're not depressed in spirits, or are we depressed in spirits? So Reb Tzadok says the be'emes l'zegu v'tzav siyata d'shmaya. You have to ask for siyata d'shmaya lios leiv nishbar. In other words, you have to ask for siyata d'shmaya that you should feel brokenhearted. V'shalol yisratzos v'shum davar, and that you won't therefore be satisfied with anything less than Yeshua Gemura. So that's what he says. We are asking that what the milas, I should say the preconditions for us to be answered on our tefillos should be granted to us. So we're davening that we should be roy to daven. We're davening that we should have the right mindset to daven. Now, does it always work? Obviously, it doesn't always work. But the point is that a person can also ask Hashem for siyata d'shmaya to daven the right way. That's amazing chiddush. Hashem will even help you out in getting the right mindset for davening. If you don't have a broken heart, you can daven to have a broken heart.
You don't need a broken heart when you daven.
You can daven that your heart should be broken.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm saying usually you need your heart to be broken to be answered. How are you answered because of a broken heart? But you can daven for a broken heart.
Exactly.
But when you daven for a broken heart, at that time you're not broken hearted.
Right.
But he's going to answer that broken heart. He'll answer.
I'm not sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he's less likely that. The answer to that, of course, is less likely to be affirmative, right?
But then we're back to where
He has a broken heart that he doesn't have a broken heart.
Yeah. But if he has broken heart, doesn't have broken heart, that is also seen.
But if he has a broken heart already, he doesn't.
But it doesn't. It sounds like a vicious cycle, but it's not.
Yes.
A person cannot be broken hearted about what they need because their ruchnis doesn't matter to them that much.
Oh.
But they could be broken hearted that the ruchnis doesn't matter to them that much. You see what I'm saying?
The ruchnis doesn't matter that much, but they can be broken hearted that the ruchnis doesn't matter so much.
No, the opposite. The thing they're asking for, they're not broken hearted about.
Okay.
Okay, you want to ask for Hashem to grant you shas, right?
Mm.
So you're not so broken hearted about not knowing shas.
No.
But perhaps you can feel more readily broken hearted that you're not broken hearted.
Perhaps. Okay.
You're sad that you're not sad.
I wish it were.
But you have to be sad.
Yeah, there's got to be some sad.
You're sad, then you're not sad.
No, I guess it's...
This is too complicated.
What's that?
Okay.
It's not like the only time your prayer is good is when something bad happens to you, basically.
The most effective. No.
The most effective is when something depressing happens in your life and you feel... So
yes,
you
but... What? Wait. So, the Tzadok elsewhere says, in Sefer HaZichronos, which is actually his introduction to Kabbalah, he says...
Get some onions. I think the onions will help. They make you cry. What is that? Your suit jacket. What's he doing?
Just ignore.
He says, listen to this. He says, Achar Churban, after the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, Roeh Chas v'Shalom, a person could see himself, Kilu Chayav Ki'ilu Mufkarim, as if his life is hefker, it doesn't matter to anybody anymore. That's why a person thinks, Shechas v'Shalom, Ha'avon Goreim, his sins have caused Heder Hashgacha, the lack of Hashgacha. Ve'eno Mami Ba'atzmo, and a person doesn't believe in himself. Hashem is Bargashgiach Gam Alav. Hashem also has Hashgacha upon him. Leitiv Lo. V'zeh Nikra Ketane Amora. Chazal speak about people who lack emunah. It's people who lack emunah in themselves. Low self-esteem issues. Low self-confidence. Because they lack emunah in themselves that Hashem is concerned with them. So, Ki be'emes so Adam tzarich la'amin. Person has to believe Shagam shechora Beis HaMikdash. Even though Beis HaMikdash is destroyed. Va'avonos gormu mashu gormu. And the Averis have caused what they've caused. Im kol zeh, nevertheless, lo poska hashgachoso yizborach me'itonu. Hashem's hashgacha has never desisted from us. Afilu rega echad, even for one moment. Brings a couple of rayas for this. And he says, brings down from Basra. No, it's Boikata. No, what is this? I'm not sure where this is. Anyway, Amashmiya Kolo B'Tfilaso. The Chazal says somebody who raises his voice in his davening, Harez Miktani Amona. He lacks emunah. Why is that? So Rashi says, because he indicates that he thinks Hashem doesn't listen to his whispers. Hashem only listens when he shouts.
Or maybe he thinks shouting shows more enthusiasm.
What?
It just shows more emotion.
So he says, clearly Chazal, we're not talking to the idiots who think that Hashem doesn't hear low voices, Hashem needs hearing aids. And maybe he'll hear a louder voice. But it means a person lacks emunah in himself. Right? So that person doesn't believe his tefillah is miskabel, that his tefillah is accepted. Because he sees every day that he davens and he's not answered. Mm-hmm. So then he says, for this you need a lot of emunah. Even though you don't see your tefillah being accepted, and that your will is being done. Nevertheless, you should believe. Yamin. Hashem Yisbarach Shomer Tefillah Kobe. Hashem listens to the tefillah of any creature. For Loshi Kates, he doesn't reject Anus Ani, the statement, the prayers of a poor person, a person who's poor again, but Ma'asim Adas in his deeds and in his wisdom. Gam Kain. Even though it's not apparent. Valderach Shamarnu Lamin. And like we said to believe, Shagam Gam Achshav. Hashgachos Yisrael Kol Echad Mi Yisrael Rak L'Toif. Hashem's hashgacha on every Jew is only for good. Even though it seems the opposite. By the way, this argues in the Chaznish, of course.
This what?
Argues in the Chaznish. Chaznish shows there's hashgacha on every Jew, but not necessarily for that Jew's good. Hashgacha on every Jew for the greater good of the world.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Wait. Let's say if someone gets cancer, how is that not good for him? That could be good for the world and not him?
Yeah.
How is it not good for him? Maybe it'll cause him to repent. Maybe it's a kapara.
It may be good, it may not be good.
But how can it not be good if anything bad always...
a vegetable?
What?
What if you become a vegetable before you have a chance to repent?
So it could be a kapara. Just stop a kapara. Anything bad happens to a person is a kapara, no?
No. Anything bad happens to a person, it'll be balanced out.
Huh?
You heard me.
I don't know what that means.
In other words, it doesn't mean it's a kapara for anything, but Hashem will take that into account and makes a balance for him.
It does help.
Of course it helps.
So it helps, there you go.
But it's not good for him.
I mean, not good.
He'll be compensated for it.
But not that, you mean it's not, oh, so what you do, when we say kapara, it's not really true that it's a kapara?
Suppose you don't need a kapara.
I think most people need a kapara.
Yes, but I'm not talking about most people. I'm talking about Rabbi Akiva.
Rabbi Akiva.
He didn't need a kapara.
And he got all
He could do
that.
it for the first 4 years of his life.
He didn't need a kapara. He did a tshuva b'leiv shalom.
Okay, so but that happened to him.
Right?
So therefore, what we say, it'll help him. But that wasn't good for him. We cannot say that's good for him.
No, except
what you're
that we could not. Except in that case, it's a bad example because Rabbi Akiva said it was good for him. So that's a bad example. But there are other. That was a bad example for me to take. I apologize. But there are other examples where people don't say it's good for them, right?
That doesn't mean it's not. Whatever. I'm serious.
So according to that tzaddik, it's good for them. It's not good for them, but they'll be compensated.
The tzaddik suffers for the generation.
What?
The tzaddik suffers for the generation.
Yeah, but losers also suffer.
I'm saying that proves the theory that tzaddik might not suffer for any of his own reason.
Oh, yeah.
He's only suffering because it's good for the cloth.
Right.
Oh, there you go. Oh, no, the Tzaddik says it's always good, no matter to you personally.
Mm-hmm.
The Chazon Ish says it might not be good for you personally.
Right.
Well, just when you were speaking about broken-hearted.
Can I just do a few more lines?
Yeah.
So he says, if somebody raises his voice during davening, he bamitzayis orus halev. Fascinating thing. He says, this is a psychological idea. People davening in loudly, it's because it comes out of an arousal in their hearts because of a lack of emunah in their tefillah, that their tefillah is effective. This feeling that their tefillah is ineffective causes the lips activates the lips to raise the voice, because his psychologically, what's going in his mind is, well, maybe if I daven louder, it'll work. In other words, the reason why a person davens loud is because of a psychological imperative which derives from his lack of emunah in himself.
That is. Oh.
You got that?
Yeah.
It's a powerful idea.
I know someone that sometimes starts when he's down in this one Esrei, starts saying things out loud.
Right.
Yeah, I know someone.
It's because they think. It's because they think. It's not that they don't think Hashem can hear.
They say it's a good thing.
It's not that they think Hashem can't hear.
Right. It's because they don't believe their tefillahs are significant.
But
so
maybe
they
think
compensate.
it'll only be. But what about saying? I don't think they'll. I think it'll be more significant if I yell, just because it shows more emotion.
Right. So that's a compensation. It's compensation which comes from a lack of emunah.
So you shouldn't show emotion.
You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you're emoting enough. You don't believe that you're.
I don't believe. Well, I would no. Yeah, I don't believe. Maybe. Okay.
But saying it loudly doesn't necessarily make it more emotional. It just makes it more dramatic. Okay. Wait. So he says, that's believe Hashem listens to everybody. And he answers to whispers. Each person according to himself. In other words, according to the level of his bitachon in Hashem. Hashem does not reject him. Udvarim elu ikar gadol. And these words are primary principle. Bizchatzkus emunah, to fortify emunah. Lamin, to believe, Hashem is brach mashgiach alav im katnus madrigaso. That Hashem is mashgiach on him, even though he's a moron and an idiot. Kamosh mashgiach al gadol shemukdolim. Just like Hashem is mashgiach on the Gdolei Torah and the Goyene Hador. Kilefonav hakol shavim, because God, by God, the morons and the Gdolim are all equal.
What?
I'm not making this up. I'm reading it here.
But we see that this isn't true in the Gemara. We have people who are so great, and yet they're...
No, but one of the great people's fears are not necessarily the ones who were answered.
But we had instances, certain people...
Yes, but not necessarily.
Answered.
But not necessarily. Shlomo, what do you want?
You're saying that person has to daven with a broken heart, right? Is that only primarily for his own needs that he needs? He should daven with a broken heart, or are we saying that even saying something like is also has to be done with a broken heart?
Yeah, everything.
So then, how does he come to have a broken heart by saying meaning, unless he experienced some sort of, you could be only broken hearted in that which you experience. If you have a problem with health, you could be broken hearted about the feel about Rafa'inu, right? You say you have somebody that needs refuah, you say Rafa'inu, with a broken heart.
That's a concern in us.
That's something else that we can't be.
That we don't feel that there's a tremendous chil Hashem in that there are crooked judges out there.
But I'm saying the overall of the 19 blessings, but not in every single blessing can we have that feeling.
Right.
Even if you could be aware that, but you don't have that experience. Unless you have the experience,
right,
you're not going to have that broken heart.
Right.
Okay.
That's true. But that's the concern in us. In other words, that's a problem. One of the many problems which we have is that it's hard for us to have the same empathy with something which hasn't affected us personally. And that's a big problem. That is a problem. We're supposed to work on that. By the way, once you said that, it's a fascinating thing. Yesterday I got a mail from, I'm being sued.
What?
I'm being sued.
You're being
Is it a joke? Is it a joke?
No, it's serious.
You're so happy about it.
It's a family.
What?
I'm being
You need a
sued.
lawyer?
A year and a half, Canada. A year and a half ago, 2 years ago, Pesach. It's a year and a half, whatever. It's a year and 3/4.
You're gonna suffer.
So my son was driving in Ontario, and he wasn't paying attention. He ran a stop sign, and he ran into a car. Our car was totaled. Their car was an SUV, so it needed a new door, whatever it did. Anyway, so they were staying at the same hotel for Pesach we were staying.
Oh, these are Jews.
Yeah, so
Jews are soon.
they were perfectly fine after the accident. They were walking around, very nice. Normally, we're getting along. We apologize, etc., etc. All of a sudden, yesterday, get in the mail, the driver is suing my son, myself, and the insurance companies, whom he hopes to collect from, obviously, $500,000
For what?
for permanent damage, loss of enjoyment in life, and
He's starting them. That's not.
what?
Don't they have to go through the base then?
Of course he does, but he's not.
Well, that's not.
No, you still have to fight it. Obviously. What is it going to? I mean, you have a lawyer.
No, I think the insurance company deals with it.
This is a from family.
Yeah.
Wait, after 2 years.
They're defrauding the insurance.
Is this all? This is
Their
all.
mom is doing insurance fraud.
This is all certain.
Well,
This is very awesome.
Yeah.
Why did it be what? Insurance 2 years later, the insurance company's not gonna buy this lawsuit
I hope not, because it's mamish fraudulent.
I can't believe this.
because
But-
they saw the guy walk normally.
Well, we're supposed to, for several days afterwards. He was walking perfectly fine. He wasn't hurt at all.
This is so weird. It's blatantly,
Yeah.
like.
So, you speak about how you see that, personally, that the court system is corrupt. So, that...
Why is it corrupt?
Not the court system, but that people exploit the court system. They probably will get something more out of the insurance because more could die for the insurance to settle than to go to court for it, right? So they won't get $500,000; they'll get 50, whatever. No, get 50. I don't know, whatever how it works. But the point is that, you're right. It makes a difference when you see how people try to exploit the system.
Back then, or you made an insurance claim back then, right?
Of course, my insurance paid for his car, whatever damages there were. Yeah.
Right then and then they did the medical and everything.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. Yeah.
So now,
I know the lawyers obviously found a lawyer wants to take a chance, see what they can get.
is this going to affect you in some sort of? I mean,
He's not going to jail.
if they were to win, right? Would the insurance have to pay for this, or you would have to?
I think the insurance have to pay for
There's
it.
some sort of a minimum. They unless you cut 5,000 or it depends on the
Yeah.
on some minimum penalty.
But anyway, I don't know what laws are in Canada, so I don't know for sure. But
we're gonna get it.
yeah,
People are.
it is stunning,
They usually sue for a lot more. $500,000 for permanent damage, it's nothing. They usually sue for millions.
Yeah, there is no permanent damage. I don't know how. They have to find a doctor who's going to be crooked. I'm sure they
So
have.
hard.
I'm sure you find a crooked lawyer, a crooked doctor, a crooked this, crooked that.
I would agree if you lived in Mexico or or in somewhere in third
Everybody has a right
country.
to a lawsuit.
I definitely agree. Probably you have a lot more feelings for mental health to the on the spot. If you live in a third country.
But maybe we should pray for better people.
Right. Yes, that's true. That's Brewer said. We should eliminate the.
I was over somebody's
Sins.
house of a Shabbos, and his son told him that his rabbi of his I guess yeshiva or shul that he goes to, said that if you want your kids to keep Shabbos, you should daven and Shema Kolim, but you shouldn't be rich. And my question, I didn't ask him about it, but they were like, why don't you just daven that your kids should keep Shabbos? I don't really understand why you
But he holds it like this. I'll tell you what he holds. He holds, you can't daven somebody else's bechira.
Do we hold like that?
Well, no, obviously, Bruria. It's Machlekes are Meir and Bruria.
What? What does that mean?
Okay.
Right, Meir said,
He's not as smart as him.
She's a Tana.
What do you mean?
Tanait.
Right, Meir had certain, you know the story of Masechus Brachos?
Yeah.
No.
Meir had certain people who he couldn't stand in his neighborhood, so he davened that they should die. So Bruria said, don't daven they should die,
Yeah.
daven they should do tshuva.
Right.
It says,
He was masking to it.
Yitamu Chatzayim Meretz, U'Shoyim Ein Onam. It doesn't say Yitamu Chotim Meretz, illuminate the sinners. It says illuminate the sins.
Yeah.
And then the one Meir Rishoyim. So Meir was masking into this. So he davened like Bruria said. But jump ahead several centuries. In the Minchas Elazar, when the Nazis first came to power, he felt that this was coming to the German Jews because they had assimilated, reform, all sorts of things. So therefore, we should. There was coming to the German Jews that they should be persecuted. Now, this is before it got really bad. And one of the other things is that he used to daven about sinners that they should die. I think particularly Zionists. He had
What? The greater the rabbi, the stranger.
so he was a very rabid anti-Zionist. So somebody said to him, they said, "What about Bruria?"
Yeah.
He said, "Who says we pass him like Bruria?" So that's the Minchas Elazar. He was a tough guy. So anyway,
So can you down for somebody else's bechira or not?
what?
Can you down for somebody else's bechira or not?
It's very hard.
But aren't you doing
What
that
the prayers that
every
the mothers make by the candles that the kids should be down the Chachamim, and they should do this,
Yes,
and all these
but he's
things.
saying it's more likely that my tefillah on myself be answered than tefillah. This is what this Rav was, I guess, saying. It's more likely my tefillah on myself be answered than my tefillah on somebody else will be answered.
But what if it's? I mean, it's always
But
usually.
the fact that you're gonna be poor doesn't mean your sons are gonna be poor.
So maybe it's better for them to be poor also.
Hey, you're gonna be poor, so therefore you might keep Shabbos, because I don't know, but I think it's harder to keep Shabbos when you're poor. Let's say
I don't know what his logic was. I don't know why if you're poor you're more likely to keep Shabbos.
your kids are more likely to keep Shabbos.
I don't know why.
Wait.
They
So
won't have so many gadgets to play with. What's the pshat?
Oh, no, text message.
no, wait. But I usually like if I daven for someone else's bichir, I'll say like I want this person to learn with me. Is that I guess that's someone else's bichir.
Yeah.
So I can only daven Hashem make me. Can I daven Hashem make me find a chavrusa? Is that different?
You can daven for anything, but the point is, it's a much harder thing to daven for because that affects not just you; it affects other people.
So can you down
So does it work? It could be answered.
It could be answered. Yeah, that's what Bria was saying.
It's less than.
That's likely.
Wait, okay. What about do non-Jews? Their prayers get answered the same way, or
Absolutely.
the same broken-hearted?
No, their tefillos are answered even easier.
It's only
Because of Esav thing? Because
No, not do this.
but
King Shlomo Melch's tefillah. Shlomo Melch
It's
asked,
only in Beis Hamikdash.
yeah, I'm saying Rashi quotes.
what?
It's only in Beis Hamikdash. How do you know it goes past Beis Hamikdash?
I don't know if it does, but I'm saying their tefillos were, Shlomo Melech said, their tefillos should be granted when there's Beis HaMikdash. Their tefillos should be answered quicker, right? Even they have no merit, right? It's only down to the Beis HaMikdash.
Hopefully when they're down for good things, not for like
Right.
destruction.
But from this, I would assume from this that in general, non-Jewish tefillos are more readily accepted than Jewish tefillos. Because by Jewish tefillos, you have to have, we check out to see, do you really deserve it?
No, but that's Rashi. Rashi quotes when Yitzchak gives the brachos to Yaakov and Esav. He talks about the idea that
Esav is small.
Esav. When Esav gets whatever he gets, with Yaakov says Halokim. Maybe not.
Yeah.
With Esav, it's more like he'll just give.
Yeah, but not because there's nothing to do with davening, though.
Well, it's the fact that Goyim. Why? Okay. Well, okay.
It would be automatic.
So it is automatic.
I just want to read a couple more lines here. It says, "V'chol katnus emuna, any shurkam emuna." It's a beautiful line, and don't get it to me. This is probably the reason why I never started my own yeshiva, because I lack emuna. And this is what it says here: "V'chol katnus emuna, any shortcoming in emuna, by their yush b'atzum comes because you give up hope in yourself."
Emuna in yourself. No, Emuna here is referring to yourself the whole time. Or
Any katnus of emuna in Hashem is because of your lack of emuna in yourself.
Oh. Alright. I'm a hopeful Jew. See you outside.
He says, and even though from here you see how much how great is the madreg of true emuna, complete emuna, and how much diligence you need to embed it in your heart with true belief. And even though every Jew is a maimin and believes in the truth of Hashem's hashgacha and all the ikari emuna, nevertheless it's not yet embedded in his heart necessarily, that it's revealed by his activities which emanate from his heart, that he never forgets this idea. Okay, so any tefillah can be answered, but you have to have the emunah that it's answered, even if you don't see it answered.
Oh, can I just bring when you said about praying for another person's free will? So when we say how by teshuvah,
What's that?
by the fifth bracha in Esrei,
Yeah.
by teshuvah, Hashivenu, right? So it's not we're saying bring everybody back. So that's sort of also going against that person's hero, no?
Yeah, but down for Klal Yisrael is okay. Anything down for Klal Yisrael is okay.
Also, but there's also the hero.
Brachia.
So that
Yes.
goes against, and that's okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So, but a single person, if there is a problem.
You can down for it also.
Okay, I'm saying.
But for Klal Yisrael, it's much more likely to be answered than for an individual. Now, this is a fascinating thing Rav Tzadok says, really fascinating. Not directly relevant to what we've said till now, but very important. He says...
Wait, so you didn't start your own yeshiva because you didn't believe completely in yourself?
I lack self-confidence.
And that showed your lack of...
I can rationalize it too, by the way. I have rationalization. I don't like raising
when
money.
it goes to Shaman, they're going to say, why you there?
where is
Sadly will.
Wait, no, and I'm saying, so you had that partly belief... No, wait, how does that show lack of
There is a
emunah?
lake.
What?
There is a lake.
I'm a coward. I'm afraid of money.
How does that show lack of emunah in Hashem?
No, so I can put it myself.
No, but I'm saying, he said, if you have...
Because if I believe that Hashem has hashgacha, then I would do it, and I would believe that Hashem would help me out.
How does it work out for you?
Well, maybe you justify because maybe you don't have enough zechus or something. Just is that a valid thing to say? Not you, but I'm saying. What if a person says?
No, right. That means I don't consider my tefillos worthy of acceptance.
And that's not a good outlook. Okay.
Yeah. That's depressing. But
You don't have your own yeshiva? What? You get the Paso Egos. I don't. That's like.
no. I have a lot of alternative fun. Don't I agree, but
Bro, but if you have self-esteem and you feel...
I was sure that by 1995, when I was 33 years old, I would start my own yeshiva. I also knew I was going to start on Tzfat. But
Why Israel? You like Israel?
You have?
yeah,
What does that mean?
You really like Israel?
What does that mean?
yes.
What kind of question?
What kind of a weird question is that? Do you ever read
Israeli
the Parsha?
Israeli society.
What do you mean Israeli society? There's plenty of Jews. I don't know.
Anyway, it didn't happen, so it's a moot point.
It could still happen.
You can see your brother. He's a Rosh Yeshiva.
My brother's a failed Rosh Yeshiva. He has no. He's a Rosh Yeshiva without a yeshiva.
Maybe we'll take you to the same road. How do you know?
Right? No, you're right.
No,
Could be that. But I never tried.
No.
I think you tried once.
Lahavdil,
One of my problems is that none of my friends became rich.
Some?
I had one rich friend I could get the money for it, but never happened.
I mean, if you open a yeshiva, we'll go to it.
I don't think I want to say that on TorahAnytime.com.
Okay.
We're not competing with our Sameach.
Wait, no, Lahavdil, but Colonel Sanders was 60 when he started KFC, and that's really difficult. People start businesses when they're even older.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of work to start a business of any kind.
Yeah,
I'm saying, you know.
maybe by the time I'm 50. So you're in a year and a month. Yeah.
You can do it. If you want to do it, why not do it? What's the worst that can happen? You won't succeed. Okay, well, at least
You always go back to what you do.
you have a cushion here. You teach here, you teach there. Yeah, people like.
If you teach here, you can't start earning yeshiva.
Why?
Because it's a 24-hour job.
Yeah.
Fundraising.
Yeah.
Bro, if you have self-esteem, how are you supposed to be broken-hearted? It's like you don't go together, no? How's a person with self-esteem?
You have to have an akuda in which you're brokenhearted. Not totally brokenhearted.
So again, it has to be specific to that one prayer
Right.
you're praying for.
Right. Yeah. Like a shidduch.
What?
A person have high self-esteem but doesn't have a shidduch, right?
Yeah.
So he can be brokenhearted about a shidduch. There you go. Right? That's not relevant to anybody in this room. But it's hypothetical.
But then how are you supposed to be broken-hearted about that when you say everything is for the best and everything's from Kodesh Baruch Hu and the right time it will come?
Yeah, how does that go together?
How does that go together? Being broken-hearted and yet I know how Kodesh Baruch Hu is taking care of me every single moment of my life and everything's going to happen to me is for the best. So why am I being broken-hearted
Right,
for?
so that's why...
Right, that it should come and...
That's why I prefer the Chazon Ish.
You like being miserable, bro.
What?
You like being miserable.
No. It's more, your type of question you're asking is a very big question on the Reb Tzadok is saying. I don't have a good answer. But if you go to the Chazon Ish, it's not a question. It's not a question. You might even be doing it to yourself.
What does the Chazon Ish say?
The Chazon Ish says not everything which happens to you is for the best, for you.
Oh, okay.
Right? So in fact, the reason why you're 45 years old, not married, might be because you have been a jerk all these years. Mm-hmm. Not because it's bashert. Right? So on that you can be brokenhearted. Now, the Tzadok says here a fascinating thing, the Sefer Poket Ikrim. He says, other places he qualifies this. But listen to what he says here. He says, says, "Uvetfilo me'Hashem Yisborach derech chinun." When a person davens from Hashem with supplication, does for have something from Hashem, he davens to Hashem. Supplication. Yochel ispal b'chol inyan. He can daven for a kid. Let's say he's talking about davening for kids. No matter what, even though you might think that, well, maybe it's not Hashem's will that you have a kid, right? And maybe a kid's going to be wicked.
Okay.
So he says, all the more Jews that come into the world who what's in front of his Baruch, it's Hashem's will that there be more Jews. And if Hashem knows Sha'asi Loli Rishoim, that he's going to give birth to Rishoim, and that there won't be any moisture of kedusha whatsoever, and any good coming from their children out sof kol adoros till the end of all generations. So and in such a case, it's better that he doesn't give birth. Hashem won't give them. Hashem won't give him kids.
That's kind of interesting.
You only ask from Hashem chasadim, which are good, right? We say in Shemona Esrei, Gomel chasadim tovim. So we ask chasadim tovim, not that which is not good, right? So he says, Tefillah and Tshuva kol inyan b'toivos olam hazeh. So he says, you can actually ask for something with the assumption that it's good, if it's something which people normally ask for. Because if it's something which normally people assume is good, then you're asking, we assume an chasodim toivim, and since you're asking chasodim toivim, so therefore, if Hashem really does it, and you're mischanet Hashem, you're not demanding of Hashem, you're pleading from Hashem. So demand from Hashem is iffy. Because the tzaddik can demand from Hashem something, he can demand from Hashem, okay, give Yankel kids, and then Yankel might get kids who are Rishonim. Because tzaddik goes there about Kodesh Baruch Hu Mekayim. It's a gzeira. Hashem has to fulfill it, no matter what's going to happen.
Or were you tzaddik?
No. But,
That's good.
That doesn't say anything.
but I do have an eitzah for Shidduchim. We weren't guys on you this past Purim, Leish Panashirach?
Past 2 years ago.
Past 2 years we did it, and it didn't work?
Did you search?
So far, it only worked for one person.
What?
It only worked for one person so far.
It worked for my daughter.
That's the only person.
Only that You're right.
Try again this year.
We'll have to keep trying. So, okay. But Reb Tzadok elsewhere though says when you daven for bracha and hatzlacha in your business, you should daven in general that you should have hatzlacha and not on a specific deal. A specific deal is dangerous. A specific deal you shouldn't daven for.
Same thing with shidduchim, right?
What?
Same thing with
Right, shidduchim also. You're not supposed to daven for a specific girl. You should daven for a girl. Right. So, but again, the person shouldn't. A person, there's a default assumption, even though it's better to daven in general. There's a default assumption that you're asking Hashem. Of course, I want this girl, but obviously, if she's going to make me a wicked person, so let's cut our losses. Let's cut our losses before we get there.
But shidduch is also davening for the other person.
Yes.
Come along. So it is also like free choice.
Yeah, you can have for free choice. Just it's more effective. And more effective, let's say, to daven instead of davening that she should fall, she should choose to marry me. You daven, make me more lovable in her eyes.
Make me more lovable means that she'll like you more.
No, make me more attractive.
Make me more attractive.
I don't mean whatever.
Make me an Adonis.
No, I didn't mean that.
No, I know. I understand.
Yeah.
I forgot.
What? Okay, so there are now here he brings down something which I don't have the right safer for this. Maybe I'll bring it tomorrow night. But he says something which I think I did mention in that shir for which I'm doing tshuva. But he says, "Do the mitam arizal, the tefillah achas roy, one worthy tefillah, mal ima kaman tefillos hanidachos. It uplifts several tefillos which were rejected. Chemitzvah achas she'oisem mitzad chokhmah, and so to a mitzvah which you do the right way." It uplifts several mitzvahs which did not have their own life force. Now, they say the Baal Shem Tov once came into a shul, and it was empty. It was totally empty. It was an old shul. It's totally empty. And he said, it's very crowded in here. So they thought he was nuts when he was very crowded in here. It was totally empty. So he said, no, there's so many tefillas here from so many years which never went up to Shemayim. They all were stuck in shul because they were in daven with enough intent and with enough kavanah.
But what happened with 10 people davening? Their prayers accepted.
There's this, but not accept. It means their tefillas are more meaningful, but they're also not accepted the way tefillah with kavanah is accepted. You mean that it makes it out of the shul, maybe, but it doesn't make it very far.
Up to the ceiling and then says for Chazanish to see it? I mean, like...
No, that gets over the ceiling. I mean, metaphorically, of course. It gets over the ceiling, so Hashem, see for a distance.
You know that's there.
We say in the Aleph Yavo, Ya'aleh, it should go up. V'yavo, it should enter the right place. V'yagia, it should reach the right room. V'yero'eh, it should be seen. V'yerotzeh, it should be chosen, right? V'yerotzeh, v'yishama, and it should be heard after it's chosen. V'paked, it should be answered, right? Or it should be, not answered. It should be focused on. V'yizacher, and it should be remembered. Look how many steps there are. Did you ever realize that those are steps?
I hope that they would all, like there's like a express elevator.
Look at escalators.
Yes, express.
It's not automatic. Each step has to be boosted. Yeah.
So I should definitely say them.
Okay, then, Ya'aleh, it's got to go up. V'yavo, enter to the right place.
It's not Rosh Chodesh though, right?
And Shavuos. Yeah, look, you ever see
It means that our tefillos are more likely to be accepted on those
It's only
days.
holidays in Rosh Chodesh.
What?
This is only
No, it means our tefillos are more likely to be accepted on those days. On other days, much harder. But I can't give it shir on tefillah without getting people depressed. What am I supposed to do about this?
No. I don't see. I don't. How much of the? No, I'm fine. I'm still davening. I did it today.
You should say, you know what? Come to the minyan, come early, say everything in order, daven with the minyan, daven with kavanah.
So halacha, you want him to give a halacha shir.
It's not halachic shir.
That's halacha shir. Halacha, kivana.
There's a hope then that I should come a little earlier, but you start with the right seder. I think the Mechaber breaks it down. You start with the right seder, and at each point of the seder you go higher and higher. And then you go lower and lower. So it's like a climax. Meaning you start with the morning brachos, and then you say the karbanos, and then you say the zimra.
Yeah.
And then you say...
No, how much of this is different than what you said before?
then
Is
you
it the
pray.
fact that, like,
So when
the
you pray,
Muna
that's
thing
the
is
fire.
different than what you said before?
That's when you enter the
The
chamber.
Muna thing in yourself, that's a big thing you said. But ultimately,
And then after that,
like,
there's
you
the
need a
next
broken
day,
heart. You know,
you go
the big
to
chiddush you said is that you should pray for a broken
walking
heart.
out
That's also it's not so much different. But maybe that's, I'm just saying.
Well, and also,
Not you, it's-
I think this thing for the Rizal is a big thing, right? That, in other words, that you can, none of the tefillos Yidam are for naught if they're uplifted by something. By the way, the Baal Shem Tov, that's what he did when he got into shuls like that. He used to daven in some way, at least if you're a chassid, you believe, that he davened in some way that uplifted all those tefillos, which were stuck there. He got them all to go up. So that's, so a tefillah, it's a fascinating thing. A tefillah, it's like hanging there, right? And you can pump it up, and maybe you'll get it to go up. But if it does get pumped up, so it's hanging around until somebody comes, maybe you, and pushes it up.
Oh.
So a tefillah, I think that's part of what we say that tefillah is never for naught, is that it can always be pushed up, pushed over the top at some point in the future.
So if I'm down with Rabbi Shor, I have a higher chance of my tefillah going up.
What?
If I'm dining with a minion with Rabbi Shor or Rakowski, my tefillahs have a higher chance of going up.
Why?
Minimal.
Why minimal? Because they know how to daven,
So
and they daven with the right.
So their prayers will be-
That was more kavanah.
What?
That was more kavanah.
But that doesn't mean they're praying for your tefillah. That doesn't
No,
mean
but
No, they don't have to.
they don't have to. But they're in the minion with Hamlet.
There's no Reb Chaim Volozhner nowadays.
Good, but say Rabbi Shor is bigger than me.
Yeah, okay, 'cause it's certainly better. Certainly better.
It
Yeah.
pushes my tefillah higher than
Yes, it does push your tefillah high. To daven with more worthy people makes your tefillah more
Really?
worthy.
Just in vicinity?
Yes,
Okay, just-
because that's the koyach of a tzibur.
But what if the tzibur bad? You said for great people.
You should still daven with them.
What if you're...
Maybe you're uplifting their tefillos.
But if you're bad and the tzibur is bad, then what is?
They're still exclusive to tzibur.
Is it better daven individually with Rabbi Shor than a minion?
No. 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 Now, in the Sisei Lila, just one more thing for tonight. In the Sisei Lila,
Okay, I want it.
just one thing quickly. Here, Rav Tzadok says, how do you know your tefillah is accepted?
He knows this. How do you know your tefillah accepted?
Simon letefillah hamukubeles, hi hasimcha shela achareha. If you feel happy after you daven, your tefillah is accepted.
Okay, my tefillah is in the mix. Okay. Okay.
It's usually when
I've never felt happy.
If you feel that you don't feel that, if you down by the koisel, right? Have you ever down by the koisel?
Yeah,
Have you not feel afterwards happy when you down by the koisel?
not really. No, but I felt happy. I've had prayers I felt really good in the morning. They just had a lot of kavana.
Okay.
Not so much like, brokenhearted, but I felt like I was saying smoothly and stuff. Not felt that they would answer, just felt calm. That's what it is?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anytime you don't feel that, nothing.
Okay, 3 out of 10. Okay.
Yeah.
No offense to the kotel.
Now, basically, this is a big thing in Chassidus, that Simcha is everything. But even if you're not a Chassid, it's true also that he says, here he also says, goes on and says, Ikar tefillah mi'umka deliba. The primary davening is from the depths of the heart, from recognizing your great lack. And the more you recognize what you lack, and you need the Yeshua of Hashem, the more your cry will come from the walls of your heart. And it would seem, therefore, a broken heart is the opposite of simcha, right? When you look at your shortcomings and everything, and how you need great Yeshua, and how you need so much Rachmei Shamayim, so you would seem that it's going to fill you with sadness and anxiety. But it's not like that. He says, the mitzvahs of Hashem, they cause simcha. And divrei Torah is certainly mesamchei leiv. And a tefillah out of a broken heart actually supposed to make you happy. In other words, you're supposed to be afterwards, I was zoichet through the broken heart, if your tefillah is accepted, obviously, that's what he's saying. You're zoichet to have a broken heart is a good thing. It's supposed to make you happy. It's not supposed to make you sad to have a broken heart. It's supposed to make you sad if you can't have a broken heart, because that means you're taka moron. You are not capable of emoting properly. But somebody who can emote emote with proper sadness can also emote with proper simcha. It's not a contradiction. That's why the Tana of Eliyahu says, "Ani yaresi mitoch simchasi v'samachti mitoch yirasi." Yiras Hashem leads to simcha, and simcha leads to Yiras Hashem. Yeah.
How is school is? Meaning, what feel right?
Can we leave school till tomorrow night?
Oh, okay. Fine. My other question.
Greg is still going to be here tomorrow night, so we can do school tomorrow night.
My other question was.
No, we're done with that. They don't do anything.
My other question was. They say that if you want your prayers to be accepted or answered fast, you should daven for another person who wants the same, needs the same.
Yeah, but that's only his.
Yeah. So my.
For us, it doesn't work.
Oh.
Why not?
Thank you. Okay, let's go.
Because we're looking over our shoulder. The reason why we daven for other people is because we're looking over our shoulder to see, okay, God, I'm davening for the other guy, you know.
No, that's not true. Well, I don't know why you daven, why certain people daven.
You have to daven the MS for that guy without your own self in mind at all.
Yes, that's what I was asking. I know a person who is late in age, late in age, and he hasn't gotten married yet. And I go to a certain back home. When I go to a certain, I say, where do I go? Like everybody wears talis, and this guy who's in his 40s doesn't wear talis, right? So I feel really bad for him.
That's good. You should daven for him, but don't expect. So the moment you expect that's going to work for you, you lose everything.
So my point is that I don't want my prayers to be accepted before his, because it doesn't do him any good. Because if I get married before,
So your happiness should depend on his?
No, because I'm saying if my God prayers but he's still single, so that didn't really help me. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
I want to get married before me.
Yes.
So I want me get married before him.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Should turn down shidduchim.
So how does that work? Because it says no, your prayers will be answered before his.
No, don't worry about it.
You hear the theory of what I'm saying?
Doesn't mean that chronologically they're going to be answered beforehand.
Oh.
Means that doesn't mean that it's going to happen as a result that you get married beforehand. Means your tefillos will be accepted.
Oh, whatever that means.
Yeah, and it will be accepted. Therefore, that you'll get married and he'll get married in the right sequence.
Just to make it for the record. Oh, all this was made up. So.
Okay, but I'm just kidding. It's fine.
That's not true. Question. So should we be davening for ourselves instead of davening for other people? In other words,
it says that tefillah of a chayla on himself is answered more than tefillah of anybody else, because the chayla can have, if chayla on himself davens with a real broken heart, right? If you can daven somebody else with the same broken heart, then that tefillah is going to be just as effective. But it's rare that that's the case. Okay, to be continued.